Now, I'm going to talk to you today about one of our brand new products that we just launched at our spring regionals. PhytoPower Tea. This is a product that actually took us many months to develop. We actually developed this in conjunction with PhytoPower W and B. And so now we've kind of put that the missing puzzle piece together in our weight management, body management system. PhytoPower Tea is targeted probiotics for thermogenic fat burning. And I've got a lot to tell you about this today, so buckle up. PhytoPower Tea is targeted probiotics that have been sourced, identified, clinically proven, and engineered to break down starch, burn fat, including belly fat, and reduce BMI. This is kind of the thesis for our entire body management system, and tea has a big part in that. People who are overweight tend to have a less diverse gut bacteria than lean people. Think about that for a minute. That the diversity of our microbiome is a key in managing our weight, our activity, our appearance, eventually our life. Additionally, overweight people with a less diverse microbiome tend to gain weight at a much higher rate than those with a more diverse microbiome. And so, it doesn't take a genius to realize that microbiome diversity is at the heart of a body management system. These statements that I said here are proven clinically and point to this, this great need that we have to make sure that we're not just looking at probiotics as garden variety, ordinary probiotics, but that we raise our eyes, raise our vision to understand the world of targeted probiotics and a beautiful, diverse microbiome. PhytoPower Tea has been engineered with LoveBiome's innovative symbiotic method, combining specialized targeted probiotics that have been particularly singled out for this formula with carefully selected prebiotic blend of oligosaccharides. And so these ingredients we have engineered together to complement each other, not to just fill out the formula, but to actually that every single ingredient has a place. And we have gone through iterations, developmental iterations and versions of this formula for months now to finalize the final formula, the final symbiotic method, the symbiotic formula of this product, and we love it. The combination of the targeted probiotics and the symbiotic the prebiotic oligosaccharides creates an advanced and unique product to add diversity to the gut microbiome and enhance the body's ability to break down starch and reduce body fat, including stubborn belly fat. So this is a very important statement. Let's get one thing out of the way before we begin our training. You will not find a product remotely similar to PhytoPower Tea on the market at any price. Go ahead and look. I know that some of you maybe, and I invite all of you to get online, go look. You will not find a product remotely similar to PhytoPower Tea. The ingredients, the way the ingredients are put together at the quantities and the concentrations and the way that they are engineered, you will not find another product on the market at any price. So let's be proud of what we've got. Let's be confident about what we've got to offer people and know that we are introducing individuals to a product that is truly unique and life-changing. Okay, let's go to the next slide, Diz. Thanks for helping me. Our formula is proprietary and developed so every ingredient supports the purpose of the product. Like I mentioned, we have been engineering this product for months, and believe me, myself personally, Cody, and several others have personal investment in this product as we work personally with Zach, our microbiologist advisor, and other individuals who are expert in this developmental field. We are very hands-on in the development of these products. Okay, we're going to start our training with understanding what is glycogen. Glycogen is the body's stored form of glucose. Glycogen is made from glucose molecules binding together and is your body's primary and preferred source of energy. Glycogen is stored in your liver and muscles. It's designed to be that way, and it's best that it's that way so that the body can have easy access to that energy. And it comes from carbohydrates in the food that you eat and drink. Now, this is a very important point. Glycogen is the primary component of starch. Next slide, please, Diz. When your body needs energy, it can draw on its glycogen stores. From these storage sites, your body can quickly mobilize glycogen when it needs fuel. Remember, what you eat, how often you eat, and your activity level all influence how your body stores and uses glycogen. Next slide, please. Your microbiome is a key factor in enabling the body to find and use those stores of glycogen. As a matter of fact, it is your diverse microbiome that is coded properly to signal the use of this energy. Specific kinds of friendly bacteria identified as A-lab probiotics are crucial to this process. Without this efficient process, fat cells increase and health issues result. Next slide. Glycogen production and storage. The normal fat cell exists primarily to store energy in the form of glycogen. Most of the carbohydrates we eat are converted to glucose for energy. When the body doesn't need energy, the glucose molecules are linked together in chains of 8 to 12 glucose units, which form a glycogen molecule and stored in the muscles and liver, then distributed throughout the body when they're needed. Now, obviously, you can see that as they're stored in the muscles and the liver, if they're not needed by the body, or if we stored too much through our diet or inactivity, this is where the accumulation of fat, particularly in areas of our body, the liver, which influences our belly fat, muscles, and so forth, the muscle complex that we have, particularly in our torso, stores a lot of fat. Next slide. The body will always expand the number of fat cells and the size of fat cells to accommodate excess energy from high-calorie foods. And so you can see that this amazing machine that we have a very efficient energy distribution system. And when we are eating properly and the activity level is proper and everything is working perfectly, the body has energy at the ready whenever it needs it to help us get through the day and do what we need to do. It's when it's out of whack, when our microbiome is out of balance, when our diet is not proper, when our activity level, then the number of fat cells and the size of those fat cells will increase to accommodate the storage of this excess energy of the glycogen. Next slide. It will even go so far as to start depositing fat cells on our muscles and other organs to create space to store all this extra energy from calorie-rich foods. Next slide. That's why you'll start seeing, if this happens to you, you'll start seeing your body changing in certain areas. Effective fat burning creates an environment for the body to break down the starch and utilize the stored glycogen or eliminate it as waste. This is exactly what we have engineered PhytoPower T to do. Next slide. PhytoPower T is formulated with one purpose: to break down starch, burn fat, including belly fat, and enable the body to utilize the stored glycogen or eliminate it as waste. Next slide. Okay, PhytoPower T's targeted probiotic blend enhances amylolotic activity within the microbiome. That's a big word, kind of hard to say, but it's very, very key to understanding the thesis and the activity of PhytoPower T and how and why we engineered it. Amylolotic activity, remember that. Go to the next slide. Amylolotic activity is the process of degrading and breaking down starch to be easily used as fuel for the body. If it remains as starch, it just starts making us look lumpy. And so we need an apparatus to signal the body's natural process of breaking down that starch and using it as fuel. That process is called amylolotic activity. And so that stimulating that amylolotic activity was a key feature, a key idea in our minds as we formulated PhytoPower T. Keep going. Next slide. Now, this is key. This really suck this in, you guys. Common lactic acid bacteria or lactobacillus are incapable of breaking down starch due to an absence of amylolytic activity. So if people are saying, well, I'm taking a probiotic, the world is, first of all, we've already learned from our past trainings, there are two most common types of bacteria species, lactobacillus and bifidobacterium. Lactobacillus it has a huge number of species, and they're all important and they're all good. But common lactobacillus are incapable of breaking down starch. There are specific types of targeted lactobacillus probiotics that are coded to stimulate amylolotic activity. Next slide. Y'all with me? Everybody good? However, a few species demonstrate this ability and are classified as amylolytic lactic acid bacteria, ALAB, amylolotic lactic acid bacteria, or ALAB, that could break down starchy material in the microbiome. Isn't that amazing? This world of friendly bacteria that we discover, targeted bacteria with the ability to break down starch that are coded to do that. This is an amazing and wonderful thing. Next slide. Amylolotic probiotics encourage the body to break down starch and use the released molecules as energy rather than stored as fat. And what is not used as energy just passes through as waste. So these probiotics, these coated probiotics are I don't know, they're little supermen in this process to break down these tough starch molecules, break them down, get them into the glycogen form that the body can use, and they're used as energy or they pass through as waste. Next slide. Over time, the body directly extracts the energy, or in other words, calories, from food to the organs that need them instead of storing it first. So as the body becomes more efficient, as we continue to use PhytoPower T and mind our P's and Q's as far as our diet and exercise and so forth go, the body directly, we don't have this storage problem anymore because the body directly extracts the energy from the food to the organs that need them instead of storing it first. It becomes efficient. Next slide. As a result, the body readjusts by decreasing the number and size of fat cells, which subsequently improves baseline metabolism, decreases inflammation, treats disease, and guess what? Prolongs life. Next slide. By the way, on each one of these slides, I've listed the key source material that we have used that have guided us through this development process. If we maintain this situation over time, the body reabsorbs the extra empty fat cells and discards them as waste, leaving us leaner and healthier on multiple levels. Next slide. For PhytoPower T, we have developed a powerful formula following our symbiotic method. Specialized targeted probiotics that have been proven to assist in reducing BMI and stubborn fat are combined with specialized botanical prebiotic fuel. Next slide. You've seen this before. This is our, I don't know, this is the vision of our product development. We call it symbiotics, targeted probiotics with specialized phytonutrients that are linked together, that are married together, not just thrown together in some haphazard random way, but they date, they get engaged, and they get married in our pouch. And they are perfect. Next slide. The probiotic blend in PhytoPower T, the 3 amylolytic active bacteria are Lactobacillus fermentum, Lactobacillus amlavirus, and Lactobacillus rhamnosus. Next slide. The prebiotic fuel in PhytoPower T comes from a blend of prebiotic oligosaccharide-rich botanicals. Next slide. And you can see that list here. Each one bringing something very special into this formula. Acacia, raspberry, glucomannan, tart cherry, apple cider vinegar, apple pectin, Panax ginseng, olive leaf, beta-glucan, pear, blueberry, nectarine, cantaloupe, cayenne. If you've tasted PhytoPower Tea, you've tasted the cayenne. It gives the PhytoPower Tea a bit of a bite. It does bite back a little bit, but it is delicious and very, very enjoyable to drink. And green tea extract. Next slide. Now, I'm going to go through some studies that just kind of validate our development have guided us and validate the development of PhytoPower T. Daily intake of paraprobiotic Lactobacillus amlovirus improves pre-obese conditions and affects the gut microbial community in healthy pre-obese subjects. A double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled study conducted by a researcher named Sugawara in 2020. The source of this study, that what I just read is the title of the study, by the way. The source is the National Center of Biotechnology Information in the National Institute of Health in the United States. Next slide. This is what was found in this study. In this study, we evaluated the effects of fragmented Lactobacillus amlovirus as a probiotic for obesity prevention and investigated its effects on the gut microbial community in pre-obese subjects. 169 healthy subjects with a body mass index from 25 to 29.9, which is borderline obese, ingested beverages with or without Lactobacillus amlovirus for 12 weeks. Next slide. The change in abdominal, total, visceral, and subcutaneous fatty areas were significantly lower in the control, the Lactobacillus amlovirus group, than in the placebo group at 12 weeks. Our results showed that continuous ingestion of the Lactobacillus amlovirus reduced abdominal body fat and affected the gut microbial community in pre-obese healthy subjects. Amazing. Let's go on to the next one. In another study that guided us, they studied Lactobacillus fermentum and Lactobacillus amlovirus used together with a control and placebo group, and noted that those two combined reduced body fat in the control group by 3 to 4% after 6 weeks, over 6 weeks. Next slide. In another study of 125 overweight dieters, investigated the effects of Lactobacillus rhamnosus supplements on weight loss and weight maintenance. And it was shown to help the overweight women, it was 125 women, achieve sustainable weight loss, reduce fat, and waist circumference. Next slide. PhytoPower T, I just want to kind of end that portion of this presentation by telling you that every one of our products has been so well researched. PhytoPower T, around every corner of development, we were more and more excited. We're more excited to discover the ways that these probiotics work together in harmony with the oligosaccharide blend. I don't know, this is an amazing product. You mix it with 16 ounces of water and shake it well. The oligosaccharides in PhytoPower T will begin to congeal if left alone on your countertop. If that happens, just re-agitate it to disperse the ingredients and drink and enjoy. PhytoPower T is probably one of those ingredients that you want to drink quickly after you mix it up, say within 10 minutes or so. And if it does begin to thicken a little bit, just shake it and it disperses and it's fine. It's great. Next slide. PhytoPower T, as we mentioned last week with PhytoPower I, was developed with a flavor-forward approach, meaning that we rely on the ingredients for the flavor and we use a minimal, unique sweetener formula containing organic honey granules and steviol glucosides that are very mellow. The effect is a very pleasant flavor without excess sweetness. I mentioned that if you haven't tasted PhytoPower tea before, you're going to notice it has a little bit of a bite. That comes from the cayenne. Just enjoy it. It will wake you up, it will get you going, and you'll begin to love PhytoPower tea like I do. I love it. It's amazing. The flavor, I don't know, the kind of the sassiness of it. I just love it. I think it's one of the coolest products in the world. And there isn't another product like it anywhere. Next slide. Oh, go to the next one. As I mentioned, PhytoPower T is kind of the third piece of our body management puzzle. I just want to kind of give you a little bit of what to expect. Many PhytoPower W, B, and T consumers experience a fast start weight loss. Each consumer is different. Remember, healthy weight loss is 1 to 1.5 pounds per week, keeping your normal diet, not really making any huge dietary changes. Results will vary from person to person since the state of the microbiome diversity and balance is different in each person. These three products together, though, form a perfect system that encourages efficient use of energy, breaking down starch, management of appetite and cravings, the release of the proper GLP-1 hormone that just keeps our system running smoothly and effectively. You will notice, and PhytoPower B as our sugar blocker, you will notice a difference as you use these products together. Next slide. You may experience plateaus from time to time. PhytoPower B is a great plateau breaker. So make sure you incorporate B before each meal and you'll be back on track. Next slide. One last note, with LoveBiome products, you are building a strong, healthy, diverse, and balanced microbiome. But remember, it is fed what you feed it. Harmful bacteria thrive on a diet high in sugar, simple carbs, and foods with low nutritive value. Feeding bad bacteria will overcome the good that you are doing with the PhytoPower products. And so don't go into any program thinking that you can, eat tons of sugar and simple carbs and non-nutritive food, and just by taking PhytoPower B or PhytoPower W, it'll overcome all the bad. Definitely it will have an impact, and definitely it's better than not. But if you want the best results, just be smart. Doesn't mean you have to eat like a monk. It just means you need to be smart. And if you're smart, B, W, and T, I guarantee you will reach your weight loss goals. You will see the difference. You will feel great, and it will extend your life. Next slide. PhytoPower products populate your microbiome with good, strong, targeted probiotics. But remember, once introduced into your microbiome, they do compete for food with harmful bacteria that also populates your microbiome. PhytoPower plants the high-quality friendly bacteria in the gut, but it cannot overcome a terribly irresponsible diet. And so that's just our little disclaimer and note to you just to be smart. Next slide. PhytoPower W with Lactobacillus gasseri and a prebiotic soluble fiber. PhytoPower B is our sugar blocker. It reduces digestion of sugar and starch. And PhytoPower T, which is our starch breaker and fat burner, thermogenic fat burner. These three products they are the best on the market. There just isn't anything better. And by the way, this is the only microbiome-centered body management system anywhere. And we have it at LoveBiome. Next slide. So everybody, that is PhytoPower T. Actually, that's PhytoPower T, W, and B. And I'm very, very pleased to present this to you because I am extremely proud of this product. This is a product that will stand the test of time, and it will revolutionize this industry, and it will revolutionize your life, your health, your vitality. So I encourage you to to become more familiar with this, to order your tea, to begin to use it, and you will love it, and you will notice the difference.